I'm glad you're here. I hope you're not too reserved. I don't know what the Drew I'm going to get today. By the way, hi, Jason. All right. So, who is Drew?
Well, nowadays Drew's 34, a father of two, husband, and I live in Brighton Township, and just really excited to be here and talk to you about some basketball today.
All right. Well, what do you want to see people view Drew as? Who's Drew to other people? At 34 now.
Crazy, right?
No. What do you want people, like, it's always, we may, like, sometimes maybe our actions or whatever may just be responses. I think I'm passionate about things. I think you're passionate. Sometimes that can be mistaken for stupidity. That I know myself. It's fine. I am who I am. People kind of get, it's either I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
Right.
I'm okay with that. But sometimes, like I've noticed, what do I want people to think of me? I don't know if it matters a ton to me, but it should matter a little bit. What do you want people to think of you now? Which, by the way, people could have thought something of us a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It doesn't mean that we can't change our path either. You know what I mean? But what do you want people to think of you right now when they see you walking down the street?
Well, first and foremost, my number one priority in my life now is that Drew's a great father. I love my children. I love my family. I love my wife, Lindsay. Shout out to Lindsay. She is my rock. She's my everything. And I love my kids and my family with all my heart and my soul. That's first and foremost. Second, that Drew's a member in our community that is willing to help people, be a great neighbor, just be great to people, great relationship guy. I have tons of friends, and not just friends. I'm very close. I'm the type of guy to where if you and I have a relationship, we're very close. There is no, we talk here and there. It's no. We talk consistently. We check up constantly, and lastly, just the guy also who coaches high school basketball and is trying to make a difference in kids' lives. Right. At the end of the day, I want to help kids. I'm very blessed to have a great high school career at Hopewell High School, and coaching at Beaver now. I just want to help kids succeed on and off the floor. Help kids get scholarship if they work hard enough to be scholarship players, and just graduate guys, and that's who I want to be known as right now in my life. So
okay, so walking down the street, you want to be recognized as a father, number one.
Yes.
Okay, it makes sense. It does make sense.
Yes.
I'm sure that competitive spirit in you always exists, and people probably always see that. So I know I'm horrible at this because I always make fun. Oh, it's how do you play? It's how you play the game, not if you win or lose. Winning's fun. You know what I mean?
Last year was so much fun, and not to cut you off, but to your point, there's definitely a different Drew too. There's basketball Drew, and your son can attest to this, and obviously our players as well. Is I still, in my mind, I'm 19, 20 years old where I could still play, and that's just my competitive drive spirit.
Yeah.
I love the game. You obviously you guys see how I am for Jason on the bench, just a lot of energy, just loud, but loud with a purpose, right? Not just barking orders or this and that, or just being loud. It's, hey, constructive. Hey, you got to do this, got to do that. Hey, let's stay focused here. So definitely there's that side. And last year was so much fun. You win 20 games. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I was blessed to live it with my dad when he was at Hopewell, and he built the men's basketball program into a powerhouse. He had, I think, 4 or 5 20-win seasons in a row. So much fun. And that's how it was for us last year. And what can you say about Brady Mayo, too? He's a generational talent. So blessed to coach him. The hardest working kid in the gym. But just so much fun. Just so much fun. So much fun to see the community so supportive. As you say, walking the street. I go to Crutchmeyer's and try to get my cookies and stuff and get my cake. And people are like, hey, man, keep it going. So much fun. Make a run. Why not us? Just keep this going. It's so much fun. So the community backing was just truly awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And we don't have to debate this, but I told my son it's okay. last year was probably going to be the highlight of him being in high school. I mean, everybody now wants to knock you down and say you're not good. We're probably not as good. I know watching Summer League has been purely entertaining. It's a train wreck. But, I mean, that's what everybody wants to say. Hey, Beaver's not good or whatever. Yeah, it's fine. You can't be a winner all the time. I mean, you're talking about Hopewell. It sounds like for once their program's finally
they have a lot of good talent coming in.
They got
definitely
a lot of good talent.
Basketball and football. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but hooray! I mean, no offense, Hopewell. It's been a while since you won anything. Like, I hope you guys get better. I want you guys to get better. I think that's fun. I think it's fun for the rivalry. I think it's fun if they make fun of Beaver. I think it's fun. You know what I mean? It'll be good. But going into a little bit more about, because I want to talk about being a coach. I'm a coach myself again. I coach tennis, so like I guess some people won't really count that as really coaching.
So, side story: my father and mother have played tennis all the time, so they'd be offended if you do not give the respect tennis.
Well, I'm ready. I'm just used from the regular disrespect that I receive, but it's okay. It's all right. So I want to talk about coaching. Drew, obviously, being a coach, at the level that you're coaching, you can't make a living.
No. But that's not the purpose for it.
I know, but I just sometimes I want I want everybody to grasp this concept, because I don't think they do. I think a lot of people expect a whole hell or almost too much from coaches, and I think I know where the defect is in this. I mean, you and I are coaches that have jobs. Like, what do you do for a living? I still don't know what the hell you do.
I'm gonna keep that private.
No, what do you do?
I'm a logistics. I work in logistics game.
Yeah. What's that mean? What do you do?
So I have my own operation. I
still don't know what that means. What do you do?
So I manage a team of about 10 to 12 guys that go out and deliver my client's product. We have 26-foot box trucks. I have a team of 10 guys that go deliver, just like I said, our client's product, whether it's building furniture, appliances, etc. They do that throughout the whole entire day. I go in the office. I go help them load their trucks. I have
you get down and dirty.
I get down and dirty. I get down and dirty in the trucks. I'm there help my guys. I'm a hands-on guy. It's what it's all about. I'm blue collar. That's the way I was raised. And I get down and dirty, help the guys. And then there's office side of me to where when those trucks leave and they go to do their deliveries, I track them. Obviously, I have tons of administrative work to do. So that's essentially what I do for a living. It's a great job. There's a lot of flexibility to where I'm able to coach. But to your point, this is my main income. This is the resource that has me living in Brighton Township. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do for a living. I mean, I think a lot of times, especially basketball, football coaches in Beaver County, and probably in Whippio itself, there are a few guys, however, that do make a living. There are a few guys that actually do. But I want to talk about that another day. Private institutions and things like that. But no, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it because you want to do it. Now, I know some people say they do it just because, it's for the kids. No, I mean, you might want to still compete. It's a way you still can compete. I mean, that's sort of like, I care if we win or lose. I'm sure, I know you do.
100%.
I saw you.
100%.
You care.
Yeah. You take it home with you.
Yeah.
You take it home, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you care. And it's funny because it's highly criticized. Highly criticized. I think you can take that two ways. I think you can take it as jealousy, because some of the criticism are coming from people that can't get in charge. They can't be a head coach. They can't be an assistant coach. They can't get on a coaching staff. So it's jealousy. Sometimes it's easier to criticize. Monday morning quarterbacks. We always talk about that. It's fun. But I also do think, I think sports are fun to talk about, too.
Oh, yeah.
They're fun to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to make fun of each other. It's fun
Yes.
of, even when your buddies that's coaching a team and they're struggling a little bit, you harass each other a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. I know we're in a different world right now than when I'm older than you. So like when I was coming up and playing and things like that, things were somewhat more acceptable than they are now. Good and bad. I don't know. It is what it is. We're not. You and I aren't going to change anything.
No.
But so money wise, like, I think it's amazing what people have to go through to get basketball jobs sometimes. There's more than one person that wants those jobs, and they don't pay.
Right.
I mean, I think, Kevin, it should, everybody knows. I think maybe a head coach we'll just use a school like Beaver probably makes $5,000-$6,000. Being the head tennis coach, I don't make that. So there's no way that you're doing this for the money. But let's talk about expectations.
Yes.
I think people are wanting a lot from us sometimes. I think sometimes, like, it's tough. We don't have PR people. We don't have this. We have other jobs. We have other lives. We just don't focus on this. We have kids. I still have kids. You have kids. You have bad days. I got bad days. Sometimes bad days carry over, and probably the worst people is our wives deal with it. Sometimes our kids deal with it. I mean, I call my son bad names all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and it might have nothing to do with it. Chances are it has something to do with it. But I guess the money of things, people want you run a program and act like you're running a program at Penn State or running a program at Notre Dame. Like, we're not running things like that. We're running with like a lot of volunteers, and you know what I mean? And we're also dealing with, I think, parent expectations of that's your kid.
Of course.
And you care. So I like, what expectations, what's some of your goals for expectations? I mean, coming from, just pick one or pick them all. Parents, players, administration, and believe it or not, school boards, which, what's yours?
Well, no, to your point, I think you got to start with school board and administration first and foremost. And here's why. At the end of the day, as you stated, we do not make a lot of money doing this. At the end of the day, there is an expectation for us to treat kids with respect, parents with respect. And obviously that's what we do, and that's why I strive to do as well. But at the end of the day, and I think a lot of districts need to hear this, is that it is hard to find coaches now, just like officials. It's hard to find coaches. So coaches want you to have their back. Okay? That's first and foremost. If they don't feel that way, they might leave. And if they leave, guess what? You're on to the next one who might not be as great. And you might say, oh, well, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, if we want to have a great program, we got to support our coaches. And I think that's big.
And I think what the idea is, what do they... You and I may define a great program differently. Some people define a great program as winning is maybe just a byproduct, and they don't care as much. Some people care about winning is utmost importance. So there's a balance, and just think about it. Trying to make a lot of people happy.
And you'll never do that. I learned that.
You can't. No. You can't. You can't. I disappoint people on a daily basis. I don't mean to. I'm not going out of my way to. It just happens. And I know this year with me coming back on the staff, there were some positives that people liked, and there's some negatives. But you're just trying to get through things. So expectations, I know, are tough. Being mixed in there, and I know you got a little bit of this, and I want to do a whole segment and talk about this, but daddy ball. Now, I'm picking on you because you played for your father, didn't you?
For 1 year at North Hills, that's correct.
What the heck was that like?
You know me, I don't lie. I'm very transparent. It wasn't fun. A lot of jealousy. I came in there as a freshman, highly talented. Me, Todd Thomas, Damon Porter, Chris Klimchak. We were all talked about, right? We were all coming in freshmen to a varsity program, and the North Hills parents did not take well to that at all. Very brutal playing when you're playing Butler, Pine Richland, Seneca Valley, North
Big
Allegheny. It's brutal schools. Some are now 5 and some now are 6A, but they did not take well to it. They weren't happy about it. They weren't happy that I was a good player. And to be honest with you, that was probably the least amount of fun I had playing in my high school career. And not because I played for my father. I love playing for him, but there's expectations will come with that. And credit to Ralph Blendo. His son Ralph, he had a great career. They've done a great job of mixing, hey, I'm coach, you're players, but it's hard. It's hard. And a lot of dads now, and I do think dads are, they're great to coach. They're more qualified to coach high school sports. Of course they are. But at the end of the day, what I see and evaluate is a lot of dads aren't able to say, hey, this isn't my son anymore. This is now a player. If he's not performing, then there needs to be Then there needs to be he needs to sit, or he needs to watch, and maybe, quite frankly, get better instead of just saying, hey, well, too bad he's my son.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I think it's tough. I coached a team with my daughter on it, and I probably was the hardest on her. It probably wasn't fair to her.
That's how it was for me. Freshman year.
It probably
it's
stinks.
just nature of the beast.
Yeah,
right.
We've had some we've had some incredible good fortune in the past. I love the Butler boys. Their dad, he was a great coach. He was a great coach to my son and things like that. I'm trying to think that had to coach their own son. I can't think of anyone else. We've always had dads that are dads, correct, of course.
And you're volunteering your time at the lower level, Bantam level, which is great.
It's really, it's tough though. I know Hopewell's going to go through that this year.
They are. They got, they have a Hall of Fame coach, 2-time Hall of Fame coach, I think now, and he's had a great career. Now he continues it again. So
he does. I'm excited to see things like that.
As a former alumni, I'm excited to see them too. It should be a whole different roster. And I'm excited to see. I know one thing: they're going to play defense. So
I think that's going to be exciting. That's going to be really exciting. That's another aspect of you run into high school sports. I guess I think what would fix a lot of public school high school sports would be if we had more teachers that were coaching, because man, when I think back in the day, I just remember so many teachers that were coaches, and they loved it, and I think there's nothing better. Like my assistant coach this year was a teacher, and I told Kevin, I really like to have a teacher because I'm at a disadvantage. I'm not with those kids all the time. They're with those kids, and so I know not to make sports important, but I kind of wish hey, when you're hiring teachers, that's actually that would solve a lot of problems.
Yes.
That would solve a lot of problems 100%. Getting more.
100%. In an ideal world, I think all administrations across the board would love to have teachers, right?
I do too.
In an ideal world, right?
I do too. But now they're stuck with idiots like us. So, just fill in the gaps and trying to make things go. How do you try to approach the game of coaching? I'm going to give a couple examples, and I've seen the negative approach. You tell everybody you suck, you do whatever. Then there's a rosy, a positive approach. What's your goal, or how were you coached when you grew up? Think about some of your coaches that you liked and didn't like.
Right. So I was coached very hard throughout my whole career. But one guy that I love, who I played for the most, and he's the head girls coach at Greensburg, same as Rick Klimchak. So Rick Klimchak years ago was the head men's coach at Jeanette. Playing for Rick, he was extremely hard on me. But then the day, he'd be the first guy to put his arm around you, hug you, tell you he loved you. the old AAU, as I call it, back in the day, was unbelievable. You're playing the top of the top guys. I played against DeMarcus Cousins, who, for those who don't know, played at Kentucky, played for Sacramento Kings, had a great career. I mean, you're playing the top of the top guys, all Division I, II coaches there. But Rick was the type of guy to where it was all about we grind, we work hard, we grind. We called it play Barkley, to where it'd be a pick and roll or pick and pop for me and his son Chris, who's an unbelievable player, the men's coach at Pitt Greensburg now. So I was coached hard, but at the same time I was able to get that fatherly love from Rick too as well, and that's a gift that Rick has, so much charisma and personality, and that was great playing for him. Now I will not name names, but playing at Hopewell, I played for a former great player, but he was hard to get along with. He was a different personality. There was times where, being the leader and the best player in the program, I kind of wanted that, like, hey, like, I appreciate everything you're doing. It was more like, hey, this is what we do, and I'm going to treat you and be hard on you like everybody else. And I didn't like that, but now I get it, though. Being 34 years old, being older, I get it, right? Like, there's nobody that was harder on Brady Mayo than me this year. He's a generational talent, unbelievable player. But if you're hard on Brady, then other guys got to get in line, right? The Jake Pluzos, the Logan Weilands got to get in line. The Nick Krasowskis, those guys. Hey, if he's hard on Brady, then shoot, I better get my stuff together, right? And that's how I like to approach it. But then the day where, and it's different being an assistant coach, right? Be the head coach. But when I got the Beaver, I like to be kind of like that uncle figure, right? To where, hey, I'm going to be hard on you. There's expectations. I want you to do well. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you I love you every day. I'm going to say, hey, how's your day? How's your family doing? How are you doing? Everything good? How's school going? Anything I can help you out with? Those relationships are so important. That's one thing I've learned is, me, when I was 18 years old, I wanted a relationship with my coach. I didn't have that. So I always said, if I ever coach, I want to have relationships, long-term relationships. Like, for example, my dad at Hopewell still talks to tons of his players. Craig Bokar, Greg Rostelli, the Matt Fontanas. Those guys did so much for him, and he appreciates them so much that there's that relationship. Greg was inducted to the Hopewell Hall of Fame last summer, and couldn't make it. Who did he ask to be his guest speaker? My father. Mm-hmm. And that's so important, right? And that's what I want. So I just want those relationships, and that to me is so important. So to not go on a tangent, but to your point, talking about expectations, unfortunately in our society today, it is all about championships or nothing. That's just what it is. AAU's kind of created that, right? So, for example, we won 20 games last year. Phenomenal year. We didn't win the title. Was it a failure? Absolutely not. But in a lot of minds, you didn't win anything. So it's kind of that balance. So, I hope at some point maybe it's dead.
Trust me, 99% of the people in a few years, no one cares.
Right.
You might care.
Right.
But no one cares.
Right.
Just remember that. Right. I'm telling you.
It's high school basketball, right?
It's anything.
Right.
It's anything.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's what matters to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably I'm going to guess some of the biggest successes of years may not even have been a winning season.
Yes. Right.
You know what I mean? You
right.
make it what you want to make it. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, if it is just all about winning, and we have some programs that are winning at all costs.
Yes. Many now, if you read the paper the past few days.
Many. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We have top players leaving public schools.
Yes.
Going to, not even private schools, charter schools, some private schools, right. Things like that. Right. I highly doubt it's because of academics. I highly doubt it's because somebody can sing and dance. But
right.
That's what it is. But that's. I don't necessarily think it's horrible. I don't. I think sometimes those of us that are in the public school programs, we bitch and moan, oh, it's not fair. Life's not fair.
Right.
I mean, I'm 5'8" on a good day. That's not fair. I mean, honestly, that's, life isn't fair. Maybe people are, I think you sort of gamble with your life. Maybe they put those eggs in that basket. Mm-hmm. It may not work out for them. Or they may be happy as can be, and that might be the best days of their lives, and that's all they care about. I don't know who we are to to start judging other people about.
It's a different world. We're not. If you want to go play somewhere and your family wants to move, go ahead.
Go.
I got no issue with it. As long as you live in a district, I'm good with it. Go.
Yeah.
That's what's important to you. Go ahead.
That's what
I'm an old
saying.
school guy. I want to go back to my hometown. Obviously, my grandfather at the time was sick, but I want to go back to my hometown. I want to help bring a championship to my hometown. Hometown pride. Those days are over.
I think it's organic doing it that way.
Yes.
I think it's exciting
I've
that
lost at a
way.
time again. The Blackhawk, a Division I player. But we got to go. We went to Whitfield final.
Yeah,
it wasn't a failure. Won 22 games.
Yes, but I think it was an organic win. You know what I mean? It's like
yes.
So, and that going back to coaching at a public school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's face it. It's not like you have a lot of time to develop players.
Right.
You're given what you've got.
Yes.
You get a good team, you get a bad team. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
I know sometimes people want to reflect it. Now, there are certain schools. I will put the full blame on the coach if they're good or bad.
Right.
Because they recruit.
100%.
So they deserve that criticism. But I'm telling you, that's a whole other dynamic. You guys don't have to worry about recruiting. Okay? You only get, and I'm going to coin Dan Weiland coined a phrase, residents over recruits.
Yes.
So, you know, what do you do? How do you coach a bad team?
Pretty simple. You get in the gym. You see what the weaknesses are, whatever you see them playing, whether it's drills, whether it's pickup in the summer, spring and summer. And then those are things you jot down, and those are the things you work on. The problem I have is, this is just my opinion, I think a lot of, and there's coaches that do want to develop. I think there's a lot of coaches today that want finished product. They don't want to develop. They want, hey, I want the finished product.
Yeah.
I get my ring. Look at me, I'm the greatest ever.
Right.
Instead of, hey, I might have went 12-12 that year,
right,
but I developed a guy who went from a 5-point guy a game to a 11.5. Those days, like that's what upsets me. That's what I get upset as a coach is what happened to the days we're developing players and doing it in the gym with no cameras and doing it for free and not charging people. I'll never charge a kid to work him out, and people in Beaver know that. I'll never charge a kid.
Yeah, and those days are gone for the most part.
Yes.
For the most part. I mean, you know, you guys had a great win last year over a neighborhood academy program. Great player, that Courtney
Wallace. Phenomenal.
Yale. A phenomenal player. You know, it was an early Saturday morning. Everybody was like in a funk, sort of. Caught them with their pants down that day. But they were only single A.
Correct.
They walked right through that. Of course, I think they'll be moving up.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I think the danger of even some coaches developing players is there's other now charter schools and private schools that will come and take your products. It's tough. It's really tough. It's not unfair. It's life.
It's high school.
It's life.
These aren't college kids playing high school basketball. Everybody's in high school at that. Everybody's a kid at that. 15, 16, 17 years old.
It's life. So I think it is what it is. It is what it is. Going back to that your experiences of the approach. I see some coaches just have a full negative impact. I don't have anything to say to a kid but something negative. I'm not saying that that's good or bad, because I just saw a top coach. That's what he does. I don't know if it's fun to play for him. He's trying to get results.
Correct.
Have you ever played for somebody that was like that never said, very rarely ever gave you an attaboy? Yeah.
When I was at Hopewell High School, yeah.
That was tough.
My last 2 years, yeah. It was tough. But
but now you're saying you go back and you're like, oh, I get it.
I do.
But you were a young kid then.
Right.
Did you have some like rough nights, days, or confusion at being a kid trying to go through that?
Yeah, you did. You did. when you're winning a lot of games, we won 22 my junior year, playing, like I said, a WPO final, Sweet 16 state playoffs. You're winning, so you kind of ignore it. But my senior year, we went 500, lost first round playoffs. We lost everybody from my junior year. I was only returning starter. It takes a toll on you. It does. When you're winning, you don't think about it. But when you're not, you're like, you know what? This is just miserable. And then I'm a senior, wasn't happy. It's really tough. At the end of the day, these are kids. Like I said, winning a title isn't everything. I had a great career and I never won a title. Mm-hmm. Think about that. I had a great career, and I'll say that. And people have told me, you had a great career and never won a title. We've gotten to an era now, if you don't win a title, then you're a failure. And I just don't think that's fair to these kids. I don't think that's fair.
I think maybe you think that a little bit. I think maybe.
But look at the transfers going on.
But I think but some of this,
they're saying, hey, I can't win with these resident kids. I got to get kids that can get me to the next level.
Yeah, well,
that's fair.
Yeah, but they don't always succeed.
That's true. And then expectations are through the roof.
Oh, through the roof.
You lose one game. Hey, now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and some of the competition that they play during the years is somewhat comical. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They can stack the deck.
But then, Dave, to get back to your point about, no matter if you're the best player on the roster or you're the 17th guy, as a coach, it's your responsibility to always treat your players with respect, love them no matter what. Even if they never play a second of varsity basketball, you got to still have that relationship.
Yeah.
And it's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. At the end of the day, we have a responsibility for 2 to 2.5 hours as coaches for those kids to leave the gym how they entered. You parents trust us that, hey, I want my son treated with respect for those 2.5 hours that you are essentially watching him for us in that gym.
But it's a tough line because sometimes you have to use tough love and some things don't work and some things are taken out of contact. Yeah, I get it. I've had it, and I'm speaking of myself. I mean, I know I've taken actions against players and it was taken like a negative light, or it wasn't fair. I was trying to get the person to wake up. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but you're right. I will say this. I mean, there was a lot of times, if you're on the team, the whole team, like, I would pull up players from JV all the time, and it was necessary. They helped contribute.
Yes. Because
they helped practices. Most of my practices, I cared more about my practices than some of the matches.
100%.
And but kids care more about the game.
Yes.
But they're not necessarily understanding the development. And sometimes those practices that I had a bunch of freshmen last year that I'm so glad that they were coming up. I don't want them to be discouraged just because they didn't start. Who cares?
Correct.
I know I say that. And that's easy for me to say, but they cared. They cared. But they were helping the team. And you don't need just 5 people to help your team in basketball. I mean, football, God knows you need how many people to make that rodeo go.
But to your point, it's our job as coaches to keep our kids motivated, keep them engaged. So, and to your point, develop them. So in practice, one thing we did is we challenged our JV guy. Hey, who wants to guard Brady today? And team. Everybody stepped up. Everybody wanted to. It was a challenge. We made it fun.
Yeah.
You got to make it fun for them.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If you never played 1 second of high school basketball, you still have a great experience.
Oh, yeah.
You still have a great experience. Or any sport for that matter. You still have a great experience. If you have a coach that cares about you, and in practice, you're fully engaged for the whole 2.5 hours, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're 100% correct because it's a team sport.
Yes.
It's a team sport. I laugh because I've always played more of an individual sport. So the team aspect of things, I struggle with because there is sometimes a lot of opinions that stop certain people from playing. There's all these outside influences. Sometimes trying to make families happy. And I think that you're trying to do the best, but we do fail sometimes.
Yes.
I know I failed a million times. I know sometimes myself with officials.
Right.
I would see my team being treated unfairly.
Right.
And I would let the officials know. And a lot of times they weren't used to that.
Right.
I know you guys in basketball, it's like part of it to get yourself a technical or something. You have to understand in tennis, it's bad news.
Much respect to the tennis players. Much respect to tennis players. I could not play that sport.
Well, I was not proud of my actions in high school many a times. As coaching, seeing your players being mistreated or not treated fairly, it flipped a switch in me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well,
but hey,
some people didn't like it.
right.
By having your players back, that goes a long way with your players. It goes a long way.
It can, but once again,
I get it.
I'm not necessarily everyone's favorite at the Whippeal, but
You're like the Miami Hurricanes over here, huh?
well, I think what it is, it's just like I'm not gonna just bark. I'm going to bite.
100%.
When I hear when I hear stupidity, like
100%. Right. Yeah.
I don't just not going to sit there and take it.
That's what I respect about you too, by the way. I love that about you.
It's not always good.
Understood.
It's not always
comes
good.
with the territory.
It comes with the territory. But so I know in the future I would like to talk, and like maybe we could get Jason here one of these times. I'd like to get Doug from Hopewell. I'd like to get any coach, not just basketball coaches, any coaches. I don't even care if we talk some smack. It would be fun. Just to get opinions on different things and like where are we going. I do want to talk next time all about residents over recruits. I think that is a great topic.
Yeah, for sure.
I think everybody has different opinions. I think I can argue from both sides. I think it would be a lot of fun. But I'm hoping for you guys to have a successful year. Successful in relative terms. You know what I mean? Winning's not everything. I think every single game you guys play this year is going to be entertaining. You need to see nothing.
We're well coached. We'll be all right. We are extremely well coached by our head coach. We'll be fine.
Well,
it is July 24th.
My son's on the team, so I'm allowed to say it. But it's going to be entertaining. It is. It's going to be good, and it's an evolution. I mean, look, you went from Lincoln Park winning the state to last year. Where were they?
I don't even worry about beer basketball. I couldn't even tell you.
He's afraid. They were nowhere, but they're going to be back in full force this year. So,
No doubt.
I mean, it'll be a bump in the road. People will forget it. It'll be fun.
It's going to be a fun year.
All right. Well, hey, please come back. Let's do this again. And hi, Jason.
Thanks so much.